One of my subscribers has asked me to rebuild the Denver Broncos after their amazing free agency. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like and or subscribe. Let's see if we can get 100 likes on this video. I would appreciate that. Right off the bat, moving into the video, I think the Broncos did have the best free agency class for anyone, for any team in the entire NFL there. Evan Ingram, really nice signing. Got him on a good deal as well. Defensively, Hufanga, one of the most underrated safeties and underappreciated players in the NFL. Also getting another Niners player in Dre Greenlaw. That's a nice signing. As you can see here, I moved into a 4-3 instead of a 3-4. I just think they work better in Madden Simulation. I like that a lot better. They re-signed Jonathan Cooper, I think, back in November to a 4-year deal. I don't quite know about that, but I mean, either way, I think he's a solid player in real life. It depends if he can stay on the field here, but either way, I think he's 27 as well, so he's going to start regression in Madden pretty soon in the next season specifically. Drew Sanders in Madden Simulation. Take this guy, put him on the edge, put him at defensive end. He is broken in simulation. He is so nuts. I'm not going to cheese it in this simulation, in this rebuild, because I could, but I'm not going to do that because I want to be as realistic as possible. But if you do put this guy on the edge, I'm telling you, he will give you 20 sacks this season. He is so stupid to play against. But anyways, for the rest of the team, PS2, arguably the best corner in the NFL. I don't even think that's arguably anymore. I think he is the best corner in the NFL. And then you got Moss here, Riley Moss, I believe it is, 25 years old, out of Iowa. Kind of forgot about him, but he doesn't seem too bad. Now, before anyone gets mad at me, I'm going to state my opinion here with Bo Nix. Did he have a great rookie season? Absolutely. Is he a rookie? Absolutely not. This dude's a grown-ass man. He's 25 years old now. He was 24, and I know people are going to get mad at me for this. I don't care. I think he's already hit his ceiling, which isn't a bad thing because he's a good player. I think he will be good for the Broncos. He could give more stats, a little bit more in the future, but as of right now, I think this is around the area of where you're going to get him at for his stats because he was such an older rookie. You cannot compare him as a rookie to Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams entering the league was 22. Bo Nix was 24, about to turn 25 entering the league. This is a grown dude. This is not some rookie. There is a clear difference between that. Again, I'm not discrediting his season he had. He had a great season. I think he will be the franchise guy for the Broncos. I just don't see how he can really get any better, especially at this age. I think he can improve as his team improves, as he gets better receivers, because obviously that will reflect on the stat sheet. But in my opinion, I think him as a player, this is where he's going to hit his ceiling. But I know a lot of people are going to get mad at that. Just my opinion. If you don't like it, whatever. But anyways, moving into the receivers, Courtland Sutton, one of the most, if not the most underrated receiver in the NFL, super underappreciated. He needs to stay healthy. This guy here, I always mispronounce his last name. Devon, I'm just going to call him that because I always mispronounce his last name. Probably just mispronounce his first name. He's actually pretty underrated. Had a pretty good season with the Broncos for his rookie year. And then you got Marvin Mims and Troy Franklin. I really thought he was going to be a lot better. I had really high hopes for him, but maybe we'll see that connection between Bo Nix and Troy Franklin, both of them coming out of Oregon later in the next season. For their offensive line, it's one of the top-rated offensive lines in the NFL. You love to see it. Getting Evan Ingram was a huge signing for them. And yeah, I think this defense can be really good if they up a little bit more of their pass rush with Nick here and Jonathan Cooper, but we'll see how it goes in the draft. I'm curious to see who they're going to take in real life. I think I'm just going to go with best player available, so we're going to see what we have on the board. Now, I know this may seem like a weird pick to people, but I'm going to be picking up Jack Sawyer here out of Ohio State. There wasn't really anything on the board that I necessarily needed. I think this was the best player available at the Broncos position. I think he's a good edge rusher. I think he will replace Jonathan Cooper, and I know Jonathan Cooper just got a 4-year contract, but he's 28. I highly doubt, well, he's 27 right now. I highly doubt he's going to progress to an 85 overall in simulation. I'm not going to start Jack Sawyer immediately. Still going to start Jonathan Cooper. I just think this was the best player available because the Broncos honestly have a pretty good team right now. Could go receiver in the second round. I just didn't like the receivers that were currently on the board at pick number 20. This is something I could see happening in real life. Tez Johnson, another Oregon receiver here for Bo Nix, as he is 5'11", 160, very light like Troy Franklin, but he has 97 speed, 97 acceleration, and agility. Normal development. Doesn't seem that crazy, but I just kind of wanted to do it for the storyline of the Oregon guy. In the third round, picking up defensive tackle Patrick Jenkins out of Tulane, 6'2", 300 pounds, normal development. Doesn't seem that crazy, but B awareness, B play rec, B finesse moves. Doesn't seem that bad either. Now, this is the team after the draft. I should have drafted a running back. I completely forgot about that. We got Le'Veon Moss here, though, as a third string. Sure, just put him at second string for now. It's more about the free agency that we had with this team in real life, so I'm going to be more focused on that. Looks like the AI picked up this guy, Bentley, who isn't bad, and then Sawyer is going to play as a backup for now behind Nick. Should be behind Jonathan Cooper, but of course we're going to let Jonathan Cooper cook. He did get that contract in real life. And then Sawyer, I'm going to move up. Drew Sanders, do not come off the edge, please, because I want him playing linebacker. I know he would be broken there, but I don't want to do that just for the sake of the realistic part of the rebuild. So everything else here seems pretty good. Let's see how we do with Bo Nix and the new team in year number 1. 2-4, yikes. Coming off a win to the Raiders and a bye week here. Our defensive passing game is good. Our offensive rushing game is 32nd in the NFL. Losing Javonte Williams has taken a toll on us. I mean, he was injured every play anyways, but still not a very good time, as currently the Colts are 6-1 at the top of the AFC and the Chiefs are 3-4. Yeah, this is how you can tell it's an alternate reality here, as the Jaguars and the Colts are having success. That's wild. And we have a halfback breakout challenge here, even though we have the 32nd best rushing game in the NFL. So let's just do high value for that. Get McLaughlin 125 combined rushing yards and receiving yards to increase his development trait. We'll see if he gets that. But for right now, the scouting national focus is still going to be running back. For the players ready to negotiate, Nick here, I do want to keep long-term depending on how he plays. He wants $20 million a year. Yeah, I'm not going to just give him $20 million a year until I can see that he can produce some real numbers here. Zach Allen, I want to do the same thing. I don't want to just give him $20 million a year. Cortland Sutton, we'll wait to see if he produces. Same thing with John Franklin Myers. And then McLaughlin, we'll see if he gets that development trait. But right now, he seems like pretty good value. And then everyone else here, I'm just not really interested in. Alex Singleton's pretty old. Will Lutz, I can just draft a new kicker. But anyways, apart from that, let's see if our halfback did get that development upgrade. Coming off a win to the Lions, as we are now 3-4 weekly awards. Hopefully it's the halfback here, as no, it's Bo Nix, 4 passing touchdowns, got sacked 3 times. I doubt our running back did really well, since Bo Nix did well. He did not have the day I was hoping he would, so that is unfortunate. He will not get that development upgrade. No development upgrade for him, stays at normal development. No, not even some XP is kind of crazy either. But anyways, apart from that, we are 3-4. Let's see if we can make the playoffs. And we finished 7-10. That's ridiculous. This team is way better, as we're coming off to a blowout loss against the Bills. I mean, we got blown out. The Broncos got blown out against the Bills in the playoffs. So that makes sense. But losing to the Texans, too, I just think it's just not right here. 7th best passing offense. The rushing game makes sense. 30th defense makes no sense. Stats and awards, Bo Nix looks pretty good. Pass rating kind of mid there. 14th best offense, and defensively 28th makes no sense. Bo Nix with 4,200 yards, 33 touchdowns, 19 interceptions. Way too many. Of course, I'm still going to keep him as our franchise QB, but he's got to clean that up. 98 pass rating. Only got sacked 30 times. The offensive line did their job. McLaughlin here, only 3.4 per carry, but 14 touchdowns, 1 fumble. I may re-sign him on a 2-year deal because I don't really have anything. He didn't really get too many attempts, but at the same time, 3.4 per carry is just not enough. Devon here with 1,500 yards, 15 touchdowns. That's easily superstar. Evan Ingram, 830 yards, 5 touchdowns. Cortland Sutton, 800 yards, 5 touchdowns. Marvin Mims, 600 yards, 3 touchdowns. Sacks allowed here, Mike McGlinchey did awful. 10 sacks allowed. Garrett Bowles allows 8, and then Quinn Merez, I'm probably saying that wrong. I mean, Miners. I don't know how you say it. Either way, Quinn here has 7 sacks, and then Luke, one of the lower. Wow, both of my 2 lowest rated offensive linemen allowed the least amount of sacks, and my highest rated offensive lineman allowed the most. That doesn't make any sense, dude. Dre Greenlaw, 104 tackles allowed, tackles for a loss, 17 for Zach Allen, 15 for John Franklin Myers, 14 for Nick, 9 for Jonathan Cooper, sacks 10.5 for Zach Allen. He's going to get a re-signing. Nick's going to get a re-signing as well, 9.5 sacks, 14 tackles for a loss, 7.5 for John Franklin Myers. I'll give him a 1 or 2 year deal, and then 6 for Jonathan Cooper here. I expected him to do a little bit better than that. 4 interceptions for Riley Moss and PS2 here. Deflections here, 8 for Dre Greenlaw, 7 for Drew Sanders, 5 for Hufanga, and then safeties on the team is 1 for Nick, and defensive touchdowns is 0. And the Eagles win back-to-back Super Bowls. I can't wait to hear the Eagles fans say, oh, the 3-peat, baby. Let's go for the 3-peat. As the Bengals lose another Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts wins back-to-back Super Bowl MVPs as well. Lamar Jackson wins the league MVP and the Offensive Player of the Year. No awards here for the Broncos. In the AFC West, Quentin Jefferson, A.J. McCarron, and Garrett Bowles all retire. So now I need a new left tackle, might need to consider getting a new right tackle. Allowing 10 sacks is wild, especially on the contract that he's on. But for the upgrades, Devon gets superstar development. That's great to see. Defensively, any other upgrades that I can see? I think Dre Greenlaw is regressing a little bit. And there's no actual, I don't know, actually Zach Allen gets superstar development. That's nice to see. But that's kind of about it. Jack Sawyer comes with star development. I might start him over Jonathan Cooper next year just to see what he has. Jonathan Cooper, he's on a 4-year contract, and we're giving him a bunch of money. So I don't know. Maybe we start Jack Sawyer. We'll see. For the players ready to negotiate here, Nick is getting that contract that he wants. Player-friendly deal, $26 million a year. Should have signed him when I had the chance. Zach Allen's going to get a re-signing 2-year deal, $20 million a year. He's going to re-sign on the team. Then Courtland Sutton, he had a decent year with us. I'm not going to give him a 3-year contract when he's 30 years old with us. So he doesn't want to re-sign. How much does it take to have him? I have the money to do it. I like Courtland Sutton. I don't want to pay him a 3-year contract. He's 30 years old. He's only going to regress. John Franklin Myers had a solid year with us. I'm going to do a 2-year contract with him. You know, and he still wants to test free agency. I might just tag him because I need him as well. He wants $28 million. And then Jaleel McLaughlin here. I'll do player friendly, but I'm going to give you a 2-year contract, and he wants to play for a new team as well. All these guys just want extensive deals when they're really not either proven or they're just old. And also Will Lutz is just old as well. John Franklin Myers, I am going to use the tag on him. I know it's $28 million. I have a bunch of money to spend here. Courtland Sutton, obviously I can't use the tag anymore on him. I'm going to try and find a different wide receiver or just try and go in free agency and get him back. And the top player available is 84 overall Justin Simmons. This is a bad free agency. I'm going to offer on him anyways, try and bring him back to the Broncos because why not? Just have him as depth, but really don't need him. And then Courtland Sutton's also one of the top guys. That's kind of ridiculous. This is a very weak free agency class. After free agency, got Justin Simmons back as depth, and then I got Aaron Jones just as a 1-year filler player, and then I got Evan McPherson with superstar development just as a long-term kicker, I guess, to replace Will Lutz. So again, that was a weak free agency class. We're going to try and capitalize in the draft. My defensive rushing game is ranked 30th, and John Franklin Myers is on a tag, so I'm going to have to draft defensive tackle. I need a new left tackle. I need a running back. There's a lot of pieces I need to fill in this team, but it should be a lot better in simulation than how they're actually performing. And the Saints get the #1 overall pick. We get pick number 14 here. Saints go with an edge rusher. What do we have on the board? There's an edge rusher at the top of the board, a tight end, a right tackle. I really don't want to spend a first-round pick on a tackle. I might have to, though, as there's another right tackle, and there's a left tackle here, as he is Aaron Eason out of Boise State, 6'7", 321 here, elite strength. Dude, it makes me want to take him. As soon as I see the great strength or elite strength on a trench guy, absolutely. Whether it's offensive line or defensive line, I'm going to trade down for Aaron Eason. I want that guy. He is ranked currently at number 27. I'm going to trade down for him. Oh, my alarm went off. My bad. Anyways, I'm going to trade down for that guy. And that actually goes through. I didn't think they would accept that, but I'm trading away my first-round pick at pick 14 for the Giants, pick 23 in their next year's first. And, well, I mean, I don't know how the Giants got pick 23. They're the Giants. They still need a QB, and they made the playoffs, but somehow we didn't. But Giants are dumb enough to take the deal, and what are they going to take here? They will take a left outside linebacker. Did my left tackle go off the board? He did not. And here he is, Aaron Eason. I'm not even going to look at him again. He's going to be the pick here. He's going to be our new franchise left tackle. Ranked 55, got him at 23. Glad I traded back. Normal development really sucks. 93 strength as a rookie is really good. I really thought he was going to have hidden development. Glad I traded back. Got a next year's first out of it too. There are some good running backs on the board actually, but they're all 3rd to 4th round projections, so I'm just going to go after a defensive tackle for now. And the defensive tackles all suck. That is bad. So instead, I'm looking at this middle linebacker, Colin Weston here out of California, 6'1", 255, solid speed, solid strength, great jumping, marginal acceleration, but he has A play rec, B tackle, B pursuit, B hit power. I'm going to pick up Colin Weston here. Ranked 76, got him at 46, B plus pick here. Normal development, of course. Now, in the 3rd round, what do we have at the running back? Greg Sherman here. Doesn't look bad at all. Out of Louisville, 5'11", 230 here. Solid speed, great strength, elite jumping. Run a 4.47. That's fast enough. A ball carrier vision, A carrying. That's really good enough for me. I'm going to take him. Ranked 16, got him at 78. Hidden development, our best pick yet. Very good value there. And in the 4th round, picking up wide receiver Jarius Godwin here out of Florida State, 5'8", and 177. Hidden development, 94 speed, 96 acceleration. Ranked 97, got him at 110. 110. The hidden development, very good value. Skills aren't there, but I just picked him because the athleticism doesn't seem too bad either. After the draft, Aaron Eason's a 73, 72 for Colin Weston, 75 for Greg Sherman here. That's really good value. 70 for Jarius Goodwin. Then I stopped drafting after that. Now, this is the team moving into the next season. Sherman is immediately going to be the starter here over Aaron Jones. We got Eason at the left tackle. Didn't get a center, which is something I should have looked into. Tez Johnson is here. And then we have Jake Bobo, the legendary Jake Bobo. I'm going to cut A.T. Perry because where's my 70 overall receiver? I want to put that receiver up at the receiver 3 position. So Godwin is up to a 71 overall after the practice XP. He's going to play in the slot for us. Everything else looks good there. Defensively, anything else that I really want here? Weston's just going to play as depth. And then Jack Sawyer is going to be the starter this year. I hate to say it, but he definitely needs to be there. And then the AI picked up this guy named Lewis in the later rounds. Good value there. Like to see that. Specialist-wise, Justin Simmons is going to be playing in the slot. You know what? I'm actually fine with that. Sherman's going to be starting at all the back positions, so I'm going to move him up for the third down back as well. And then also, I know Devon, he will perform better if you give him the slot as well, but I want Godwin to get the reps, so we're going to put him in the slot. And then not Drew Sanders. I want Sawyer coming off the edge, and Justin Simmons is not going to be a linebacker. Everything else seems pretty good here. So apart from that, let's move into the midseason mark. We are 2-5 at the midseason mark. I'm going to change a playbook. Right now, I'm in the Dallas playbook, which typically balances the run and passing game, but we don't really have a good running back, so I'm going to force it into just a passing scheme for Bo Nix and see if we can change that, because right now, the AI is not favoring me at all. And yeah, the offense in passing yards is 11th. The defense is just doing terrible. I don't know why. It's like, oh, it's the scheme you're in. I run the scheme all the time. It's definitely not the scheme. It's just the AI not wanting to give me anything. Scouting national focus, I'm going to do defensive tackle. For the players ready to negotiate, I don't know what Hufunga's contract was in real life, but I don't really care. I'm going to sign him long-term with the team. And then Marvin Mims, he's young. He has start development. I want to keep him long-term, 4-year deal. He re-signs with the team. Dre Greenlaw, again, I don't know what his contract was in real life. I'm just going to do 3 years here, and he wants more, of course. And then Riley Moss, young, start development, even if I have to overpay. Well, not even overpay, but pay him a little bit extra. I do want to keep him on the team. Drew Sanders here. He wants no income tax. I can't do anything about that, so how about more money? Yay. Everybody loves more money. He resigns. Brandon Jones, I'll do a 2-year deal with you. Not more than that, really. He wants to commit. Dude, why do you want me to commit to you? You're 20. You're about to turn 29 here. You're pushing 30. I don't want to do that. Justin Simmons is the starter right now, I think. Oh, wow. He's a higher overall than Brandon Jones. Evan Ingram, we'll see how you play. He's pushing 32 here. John Franklin Myers, same thing. Aaron Jones is just a temporary player. Ben Powers, probably not need a new interior offensive line. This is getting pretty frustrating pretty fast with just how the AI just determines the Broncos are bad because of no reason. But anyways, apart from that, let's move in to the playoffs and see if we can make them. 6-11, even worse than last year. My defensive rushing game is just awful. We're just getting ran on all over. Our defense and offensive passing game is good. Like, is it that bad to where our points per game is 28th for offense and defense is 21st? Like, really? Come on, dude. Stats and awards, Bo Nix, 16th in passing yards, 5th in pass. His pass rating's terrible. 28th offense, 13th defense. Stop throwing picks, Bo Nix. Stop throwing picks. His offensive line did even worse this year. That's understandable. 19 interceptions is unacceptable. No wonder why our offense can't score any points. We have one of the lowest scoring offenses. This is a Jameis Winston type performance, dude. This is terrible. I don't care how many touchdowns he gets. 19 interceptions is unacceptable. Worst pass rating than last year. Greg Sherman, 3.4 per carry. Not good. I know we're in a passing scheme now, but that's still not good. He was splitting reps still with Aaron Jones. Bo Nix, 2 rushing touchdowns. And then Devon here, almost 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns, another good season. Jarius Godwin here, 900 yards, 10 touchdowns. Marvin Mims, 700 yards, almost 800 yards, 2 touchdowns. Evan Ingram, 700 yards, 8 touchdowns. I want to give him a re-signing. Sacks allowed, Eason is terrible. I know it's his rookie year, and he's only a 73, but that's bad. Ben Powers, 6 sacks allowed, 5 for McGlinchey here, 4 for Alex Forsyth here. I mean, he's a 65 overall, so that's actually pretty good. 3 for Quinn, but I'm still going to draft a new center. Dre Greenlaw with 112 tackles for a loss, 17 for John Franklin Myers, and then 12 for Zach Allen, 11 for Jack Sawyer here. Sacks 9.5 for Nick, 8.5 for Allen, 6.5 for Jack Sawyer. Did better than Jonathan Cooper last season. Jonathan Cooper gave me 9 tackles for a loss and 6.0 sacks, so Jack Sawyer did a little bit better. Interceptions, 3 for Drew Sanders, Riley Moss, and Hufanga. Deflections on the team, 6 for Drew Sanders, Riley Moss, and PS2, and then safeties, 1 for John Franklin Myers. Defensive touchdowns is 0. I got to draft new defensive tackles. Our defensive line is doing awful. Bo Nix needs to stop throwing interceptions. Even my dog doesn't like how many interceptions Bo Nix throws. And the Bengals finally win a Super Bowl as the Niners can't catch a break as they lose another Super Bowl. Joe Burrow wins the Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen wins the league MVP and the Offensive Player of the Year. No awards for the Broncos. In the AFC West, Brandon McManus, CJ Ham, and Von Miller all retire. I can see Von Miller on the Chargers. For the team upgrades, why? Why does Bo Nix get superstar development? In what way did he earn this at all? I know, did he get superstar development? When did he get this? He must have got it for a player of the week. Okay, so since he didn't get it for a seasonal award and he got it for a player of the week, yeah, offensive player of the week in week 17, then I guess I'll keep it. But in a general sense, what I would do is if a player performs well, I give them a development. But if a player clearly does not perform well, I'm going to take away their development. He got it for a player of the week. I don't care. I'm going to stick to my logic. If you guys want to get upset in the comments, I don't care. Because logically speaking, if a player performs well and they don't get a development upgrade, then I'm going to give it to him. Bo Nix didn't perform well. He doesn't deserve superstar development when he just threw 19 interceptions. That's ridiculous. Sherman comes with star development, and then everyone else looks the same. I know some people are going to get upset about that. I don't care. This is a realistic rebuild. Realistically, would EA ever give this dude superstar development for throwing 19 interceptions? Absolutely not. And everyone else here for the defense doesn't look like they got upgraded. Lewis comes with star development, and everyone else looks the same. So rough start. I definitely need more defensive tackles, but apart from that, let's move into the re-signings. For the re-signings, I'm going to accept the option for Bo Nix. I'm going to let him cook. He's about to be a 90 overall. He just needs to stop throwing interceptions. Dre Greenlaw, I'll tag you if I have to. Very player-friendly, 2-year contract, $20 million a year, and you want to play for a new team. Yeah, sure, buddy. Let me tag you. $20 million. There we go. $20 million for 1 year. Works for me. Brandon Jones just doesn't want to be here anymore. He wants to have a winning percentage. Well, you kind of contribute to that, buddy. So I'm going to let you walk. And then Evan Ingram here, I'm going to sign. Can I do a 1-year deal with you and then increase your bonus and your salary, please? He resigns on a 1-year deal. Brandon Jones just doesn't want to be here. Justin Simmons, I mean, he wants to be here. That's a different attitude. We'll keep Justin Simmons for 1 year. I'm fine with that. Probably going to draft a free safety, though. John Franklin Myers, 1-year contract. Let's boost his bonus so we make sure he signs, and he resigns with the team. And then Aaron Jones don't want. Ben Powers didn't do bad, but I feel like I can find somebody better. I have $56 million. Let's move into free agency. Aiden Hutchinson is here. I do not have the money because I have $50 million left. He's going to want $40 million a year. Yeah, he wants $42 million a year. I'm going to have to pay Bo Nix soon, so I can't do that. I can't have Kyle Hamilton. He doesn't want to be here. Same thing with Kyle Hamilton and Tyler Linderbaum. Brian Branch is interesting. Can I have him, but him only? Rashad Bateman wouldn't be a bad shout, but he wants $17 million a year, so that's a lot more doable. And working around Bo Nix's contract, I don't quite know. Kenny Moore on a 1-year deal wouldn't be a bad shout either. And that's exactly what I did. Got Brian Branch. He's going to stay at strong safety. Hufanga is going to move to free safety, and then Justin Simmons will be a backup. Kenny Moore just on a 1-year deal. I think that's a solid free agency. I need to save some money for the upcoming contracts. And speaking of saving money, Jonathan Cooper is pushing 30 here, his contract. I'm going to lose a lot of money if I just straight out cut him, so I'm going to trade away his contract. I know I'm still going to take a little bit of a cap hit by cutting him, but apparently the Bears want him, so I'll trade him to the Bears. Again, this is a realistic rebuild. This dude is 30 years old. He's on my bench. They're taking the majority of his cap. So realistically, I think you're not getting more than a 6th-round pick for this. So again, I just think that's realistic. So I'll take that. So in the draft, I need a center and a left guard. Quinn should be playing right guard there. I'm fine on receiver, running back. Hopefully he develops. Defensively, I don't mind more depth at linebacker and move Weston to left outside linebacker. Obviously, I need defensive tackle. I don't like taking them in the 1st round, but we'll see what we have on the board. We are at pick number 8 here, and there's a guard. Do I want to take a guard in the 1st round? Probably not. Defensive tackle here, Adonis Barlow out of Auburn, 6'6", 315, good speed, good strength, great acceleration. He looks pretty good. Do I have to take him at that top pick, though? Let me look at the other defensive tackles. Is he that guy, or is there other guys that are pretty good as well? There's other guys that are pretty good as well, so I don't know if that guy is worth taking a top 10 pick on when the rest of the board looks pretty good as well. I'm going to trade back, and I also have pick 13. If I trade back with the Eagles to pick 26, I get their next year's 1st as well, and I get their this year's 3rd and 6th. I'm going to do that. I'm going to trade back to pick 26. I still have pick 13 as well because for some reason the Giants made a stupid trade last season. But anyways, we have pick 13. I'm probably going to pick up that defensive tackle if he is still there. Barlow, he's still here. Are the other guys better? Like, why are people passing on him? Russell Barber at a UCLA, 6'4", 308, great strength, great acceleration. He looks better. he low-key looks better. But I need 2 defensive tackles. I'm going to pick up Adonis Barlow just because, so I may double down on it with my other pick. But he's ranked 64, got him at 13. Hidden development, he's good, but again, I knew he wasn't worth a top 10 pick. And then we're at pick number 26, thinking about doubling down on defensive tackle here. Our defensive line was ranked, our defensive rushing game was ranked 32nd last year. So Terrence Childers here. He has great strength, good speed, solid acceleration, looks pretty good. A tackle, A play rec. I like all that. He's going to be on the team. Ranked 36, got him at 26. Of course, he has normal development. Still doesn't seem that bad. Still need to keep stacking out my defense, but I do need a center and a left guard. So let's see the centers on the board. Brian Morton here out of Vanderbilt, 6'1", 305. Decent strength, elite speed, acceleration, agility, athletic freak. I don't like that he doesn't have good strength, but still ranked 50. Got him at 40. Hidden development. That's all that matters. So he'll be a starter. In the 3rd round, picking up guard Dalton Hickson here. He has normal development out of Auburn as well, 6'4", 330. He's going to move to left guard, normal development, 87 strength, 81 acceleration. Skills seem pretty solid. So we had a solid draft here, 72 for Adonis, 74 for Terrence here, but he has normal development, 73 for Brian, hidden development, normal development for Dalton, he's going to be a starter still, and then I picked up this guy and this guy, he's got a 70 overall, McKinney here, normal development, but he's still good value, and then I had just stopped drafting after that, but either way, a lot of depth there, nice for the team. This is the team after the draft here. O-line improved a little bit there, and the team honestly doesn't seem that bad. It's really up to Bo Nix to stop throwing picks and my defense to stop allowing so many points. Move up Barlow. We have so much depth at the defensive line now, too. My defensive line really isn't even that bad. The AI is just bugging, really. And I assure you now that my defensive line's improved and I've improved my secondary is going to rank bottom 5 now because that's just how EA simulation works. Let's move Weston to the outside. So all of that looks good. Specialist-wise, sure, we're going to have Devon in the slot again. And then I'm going to make sure Sherman starts at every position. Barlow doesn't seem that bad. Do not have Jonah Ellis coming off the edge. Have Jack Sawyer coming off the edge. Drew Sanders doesn't need to come off the edge, but I'm not even going to fight it anymore. And the AI just wants him to come off the edge so badly. Anyways, year number 3, Bo Nix, please stop throwing picks. 5-2 finally here, as we're not green in anything. Look at my defensive passing game. What did I tell you? 23rd, but our defensive points per game is 13th. So we're 5-2. I guess we've just been playing bad teams. I mean, we beat the Chiefs 34-31. We're not particularly good at anything, but I guess less turnovers from Bo Nix is why we're winning games. That'd be nice. Scouting national focus. Honestly, I'm just going to keep it at defensive tackle because why not? Let me check on Bo Nix here. 11th in passer rating here. Yes, he's only thrown 3 picks so far. Thank you. He's on pace to only throw 6 picks. Thank you, Bo Nix. Please. I was about to be in shambles if I had to draft a new quarterback because Bo Nix just kept throwing picks in simulation. In real life, he's not doing that bad, but in Madden, I guess they just don't like him. So let's move into the players ready to negotiate. Devon here wants a contract. He's already 29? What? I swear I thought he was, I don't know, I thought he was a lot younger than that. I might have said earlier that he was a rookie or something. But anyways, Devon here, he wants a contract. He's been great for us, but he's pushing 30 here. I don't know what to do. He wants to be in the Super Bowl chase. We're 5-2. Usually if you just make the wild card round, they immediately gain interest. Zach Allen depends how you play. Same thing with Dre Greenlaw. Kenny Moore, we're probably going to walk from. Evan Ingram depends how you play. All these guys are just dependent on how they play, really. Mike McGlinchey especially. He's not been good for us. Everyone else here, not really interested in. Apart from that, let's see if we can make the playoffs, please. Of course, we go 8-9. My offensive passing game finishes 26th. We were 12th at the mid. What do I do? What do I do? If it's Bo Nix, I'm going to crash out. Stats and awards, Bo Nix sucks. He is awful. I'm moving on from him. 25th offense, 9th defense. Oh my gosh. He's just so bad. He is so bad, dude. We're in the Chiefs scheme, by the way, passing scheme. And this dude, 22 touchdowns, 10 receptions, not bad in real life. In Madden, though, it's not good because compared to the rest of the league, 25th, 27th, 22nd. That is not good. Greg Sherman developed, though, 1,000 yards, 4.2 per carry, 10 touchdowns, no fumbles. Bo Nix, 8 rushing touchdowns. That's better, I guess. He's not good. Devon, 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns. He's going to get a re-signing. Marvin Mims, 800 yards, 4 touchdowns. Evan Ingram, 600 yards, 1 touchdown. Probably not going to re-sign him. Godwin, 500 yards, 4 touchdowns. Sacks allowed. Eason is garbage. Mike McGlinchey is garbage. Need new offensive tackle. The new center allowed 7 sacks, but the new guard only allowed 1. That's really good for him. Hopefully he allows Hopefully he gets star development. Only allowing 1 sack in your rookie year is really good. Dre Greenlaw, 109 tackles, tackles for a loss, 16 for Jack Sawyer, 10 for John Franklin Myers, 10 for Zach Allen, sacks, 9 for Jack Sawyer, 7.5 for John Franklin Myers, 7 for Zach Allen and Nick, interceptions 2 for Hufanga, Justin Simmons, and Brian Branch, deflections on the team 6 for Hufanga, Kenny Moore, and Dre Greenlaw, safeties on the team 0, defensive touchdowns is 0. And the Cardinals beat the Jets in the Super Bowl. We are in a parallel universe. Kyler Murray wins the Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes wins the league MVP. There are no awards here for the Broncos. In the AFC West here, Ronnie Stanley, Daquan Jones, Khalil Mack. Thankfully, Mike McGlinchey retires. I was not going to re-sign him. For the team upgrades, my center gets superstar development. I'm going to give my left guard star development. I know, again, it may seem like cheating. He only had 1 sack allowed the entire season in his rookie year, played almost 1,000 snaps, 950 snaps. He did a really good job. No other upgrades on offense. It's nice that Sherman is slowly developing here. Bo Nix is not developing. I don't care if he's a 90 overall. He's terrible. Weston gets star development, and then all these other extras. No other upgrades that I can see from them, but it's getting ridiculous, dude. My defense semi-performed this year. Should have performed a lot better since the start, but Bo Nix is just holding us back. Players ready to negotiate here. Devon, I need him back. He did really, really well. I'll do a 2-year contract, boost his money. He wants to be in the Super Bowl chase. Sorry, Bo Nix is holding you back, as we're going to re-sign him. Jack Sawyer, I'm going to accept his option. Zach Allen, I would like back. Let's put him on another 2-year contract, $17 million a year. He re-signs with the team. Dre Greenlaw, another 2-year contract, $12 million a year. He re-signs with us. Kenny Moore, did he do that bad? Do I really need him? I mean, I have the money. Why not re-sign him? John Franklin Myers, I have the money as well. Re-sign him for $11 million. Evan Ingram really didn't do that well. I'm going to move on from him. And then everyone else here, I'm just not interested in. So all these guys can walk. $53 million to spend in free agency. I'm going to try and go out and do a quarterback swap because Bo Nix is not cutting it. Now, I would like to do a quarterback swap with this guy for Eric Cordova, superstar development, 24 years old, but he just won a Super Bowl. Realistically, they're not going to give him up. But the Rams, on the other hand, have a 23-year-old superstar quarterback, 78 overall. I'm going to try and trade Bo Nix and a first-round pick because that would be realistic. I'm going to give up one of them, pick 15, for this quarterback because Bo Nix is just awful. I think that's a fair trade because he's a 90 overall. If the Rams want to try and develop him, we'll check up on him next season, but he's not staying here for another season. I'm sick of him. So this is the new roster. I need a right tackle, maybe even a new left tackle. Need a new tight end as well. Need a new receiver. A new top receiver would be really nice. Defense is really good, just the AI doesn't want to make it good. After free agency, we're getting Brian Thomas Jr., Rasheed Walker, and Kingsley here for our offense. I just needed a whole new offense here as Bo Nix, again, he just wasn't cutting it. He was pissing me off. So this is our new look offense. Eason is just going to be a backup from now on. Everything else looks pretty good there as Marvin Mims really hasn't done much for us. Kind of want Godwin back in the slot. Need a new tight end here. Maybe depth at running back. Actually, Le'Veon Moss doesn't seem that bad. As defensively, we're good defensively. We really are. John Franklin Myers, one more deal with him, one more year with him. But maybe I draft a defensive tackle. We're just really good on defense. I need my offense to perform. And the Titans get the #1 overall pick again. They're going to pick up a tight end. That would have been cool if we got that. But anyways, I really don't need anything. I need a tight end, and that's kind of about it. Maybe do I pick a corner? And I mean, I have so much depth there. Do I pick another defensive tackle? Ed Bennett here. Do I really need anything else? Great speed, great strength, good acceleration. Ed Bennett seems like the guy, getting so much depth there, so there's no excuse that our defensive line is bad. 91 strength, hidden development, 6'5", 308, A impact blocking, A tackle. He looks good. And then in round number 2 at pick 15, because our other pick was from the Eagles, let's go to the tight end position. Carl Lincoln here doesn't seem that bad, but the guy down here looks better. Tony McRae here out of Ohio State, 6'5", 274, great speed, strength, jumping, acceleration, good agility as well. A awareness, short route, catching traffic. And my dogs are getting hyped up for this guy, evidently. Tony McRae here is going to be the pick in the second round as he's ranked 17, got him at 47, hidden development, great pick. After the draft, Ed Bennett is a 74 overall. Tony McRae here is a 75, 73 for Jalen Reeves. Then I stopped drafting after that. Now, this is the team going into year number 4. I'll do a 5th year if I need to. Hopefully, Fenderson is good. We'll check up on Bo Nix on the Rams. But this is what we got going on. Brian Thomas is a new top receiver. Elite lazy eye as well. Defensively, everything else looks pretty good, like the team that we have. Hopefully the AI just doesn't keep screwing me, but Godwin, let's put him in the slot. Sherman, let's move him up. And Drew Sanders, stop trying to play on the edge. Why is the AI so stupid? Do not put my outside linebacker there, dude. Let's simulate to the playoffs for the 4th and final year. I'm going to adjust the depth chart. Would you look at that? 9-8, and we make the playoffs in year one without Bo Nix. I know it's only 9-8, but hey, at least we're in the playoffs coming off back-to-back losses to the Raiders and the Panthers here. Second best passing offense in the NFL, top 10 defense, easily in the NFL. Look what happens when you don't have Bo Nix on your team, dude. And to prove to you that I didn't cheat my way through the simulation, none of these wins are forced here. As you can see, our new quarterback is just that much better. He started off rough. We were 1-3 at the beginning of the year. 3 wins in a row, a loss, win, loss. 4 in a row is wild there, but hey, the home bye week. But anyways, yeah, the Bo Nix was just awful. Bo Nix on the Rams, one of the bottom passing leaders in the NFL, 13 touchdowns to 9 interceptions, 94 pass rating is not a good ratio. He did not do well there. Our quarterback, Dante Fenderson here, threw 17 interceptions, still had a higher passer rating than Bo Nix, 31 touchdowns, almost 5,000 passing yards, got sacked 41 times. The interceptions is bad, but at the same time, he's an 80 overall, and he still outperformed Bo Nix, who's a 90 overall. And then Greg Sherman here, 3.9 per carry, 15 touchdowns, 1 fumble, 9.3 per carry would be wild. Jarius Godwin here, almost 1,200 yards, 6 touchdowns. Brian Thomas, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Marvin Mims, 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns. McCray, 800 yards, 5 touchdowns. Devon here, almost only 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's underwhelming for the contract I just gave him. But Tony McCray here actually seems pretty good. Very first year, 831 yards, 5 touchdowns. Sacks allowed, Rasheed Walker, dude. I signed him in free agency because he only allowed 6 sacks in the previous season. Then he allows 11. Then Dalton Hickson allows 1 sack last year. Then he allows 10 this year. Morton's a superstar development. He allows 9. Kingsley, thankfully, he's much better than Mike McGlinchey. Quinn only allows 2. This offensive line in Madden makes just no sense. Dre Greenlaw, 122 tackles for a loss, 15 for Zach Allen, 10 for Adonis Barlow, 9 for Jack Sawyer, sacks, 13 for Nick, 10 for Adonis. That was actually a good pick. 8.5 for Zach, 6.5 for Jack Sawyer. He's honestly been pretty underwhelming. Interceptions, 4 for Riley Moss, 3 for Patrick Surtain, and then deflections, 7 for Dre Greenlaw, Jalen Reeves, 5 for Riley Moss, and a handful of others. Safeties is 1 for Zach Allen. Defensive touchdowns is 0. Can we beat the 12-5 New England Patriots? I mean, we're 5 overalls higher than them, even though they're 12-5. We're on a 4-game losing streak, but hey, we win there, breaking the 4-game losing streak against the Patriots. Here to face the 8-9 Jacksonville Jaguars. They're an 85 overall team. I'm assuming Trevor Lawrence is still their QB. Sometimes they do replace him in simulation. No, it's not. It's Juan Martinez here, superstar X Factor, and Trevor Lawrence is still getting paid $55 million a year to sit on the bench, as Juan Martinez seems like a baller. 22 years old as a superstar X Factor. He's a rookie. No way you're a 90 overall rookie, 7+ morale. That is wild. How did he even start? How did he even start in the first place? Usually the AI will bench him. If the AI recognizes that he's an X Factor, do they start him? And then Addison Chambers here, normal development, 1 year out of Kentucky. That's wild. They have so much depth at quarterback. Was Addison Chambers a first-round pick? He was pick 6 in the 2nd round, so they picked a QB anyways, even though they had Trevor Lawrence. Then Juan Martinez, this guy had to be a first-round pick. That's crazy. He was drafted, pick 3 in 2028. And then he had so many, he had 3 offensive players of the weeks for just his rookie year. That's wild. Can we beat the 8-9 Jaguars with their baller QB? We're still 4 overalls higher than them. Let's see if we can beat them. We're a better record, better team overall, and we do beat them 35-21. Here to face the 9-8 Jets. We're 2 overalls higher than them in the conference championship. This is weird. We beat a 12-5 team. We were better than them. We were 5 overalls higher than them. Then we're facing an 8-9 Jaguars team with an insane rookie, and then we beat them. Here to face the 9-8 New York Jets. I tried trading for their superstar quarterback, but I felt it was unrealistic. Our new superstar quarterback takes us to the conference championship in year 1. Let's see if we can beat them to move on to the Super Bowl. Here we are against the Jets. They're going to open up with nothing. We start with 3. Big run from them, as it is a 7-6 game against the Jets. 14-6 game. Offense needs to step up. 14-13 here against the Jets. Closing out halftime, we get nothing. 17-13 here. 20-17, our first lead of the game. They're going to take it right back. We're going to take it right back. 24-27. 24-29. I guess we got a safety there. 24-29 will be your final score, as we will be moving on to the Super Bowl year 1 without Bo Nix. Who would have thought? Here we are in the Super Bowl, here to face the 10-7 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're an 87 overall team. Every team we face so far, we have been the better team. So It's a bit surprising how it's taken us this long to make the playoffs, and we also went 9-8. Baker Mayfield is still their QB, 85 overall superstar development with the boost. For the team upgrades, wow, Fenderson is up to a 90 overall superstar development with the morale boost, 86 overall without the morale boost, so it makes sense why he's suddenly performing so well. Throughout the season, he threw 17 picks, but in the playoffs, he's been doing really well here. Defensively, any other upgrades? Dre Greenlaw goes to superstar development. That's nice to see. We don't see Bennett's upgrade. And offensively, what was our tight end? Our tight end comes with star development, but McCray has actually been pretty good. Can we beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in year number 4 to see if we can finish this video off with a successful rebuild? Here we are against the Buccaneers. They also get home field advantage here. 3-0 start for us. 3-3 game now against the Buccaneers. 10-3 game, and they will respond back with 3. Halftime 10-6. We're going to open up half with 7. Nice stuff. They're going to make it a 12-17 game. They were trying to go for a 2-point conversion. Didn't get it. 22-12 game. 8-point game for them, and that will do it. 20-12 is your final score as your 9-8 Denver Broncos, year 1 without Bo Nix, win the Super Bowl. That's all it was. That's literally all it was. In simulation, Madden hates Bo Nix. I like him in real life, but I guess Madden doesn't like him enough for him to win a Super Bowl, as he was awful the entire time, even on the Rams. So this was like a reverse Matthew Stafford situation where we trade for a new franchise QB, win the Super Bowl year 1, and give up our other QB to the other franchise, except this time Bo Nix isn't good. But Greg Sherman wins the Super Bowl MVP, and Patrick Mahomes wins the league MVP. No other awards for the Broncos. But anyways, guys, that will do it for this video, as this is a successful rebuild with the Denver Broncos, with a new quarterback, basically with an entire new offense, but the defense with Dre Greenlaw and Hufanga, they both performed pretty well. Like them a lot. But anyways, guys, apart from that, if you guys have any other ideas, let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.